Hi there everyone, thank you for watching Truth Talks TV. I am your host, Katarina Illik, along with my guest here today, Jelena Popovic.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me. Jelena is the founder of Ljubav Vera Nada, which actually translates into love, faith, and hope. It is a spiritual
brand of jewelry and accessories.
Yes. So how did you come to even get into this? Because you were born in Belgrade, and then at the age of 6 you moved to New York, right?
Yes,
and you lived there for 20 years.
Yes, well, I lived back and forth for about
Okay.
20 years, and then I moved back here. And well, basically, it was an unfortunate twist of events in my life. I hit rock bottom in every which way. I was flying high, and then I hit rock bottom in a spiritual way, in an emotional way, in a financial way. Every which way, I was at rock bottom, and I found myself at St. Petka. But St. Petka is a very special place at Kalemegdan, which is thousands and thousands of years old. It was used by Celts, it was used by Illyric tribes, by the Thracian tribes, and whatever. So in any case, I was there, and I was looking around the church and thinking, looking for answers and whatever. So I stumbled upon a wonderful priest there, whose name is Radomir Popovic. He looked at me, and I was looking at the rosaries there, and it's like 2006, 2007, and they look kind of plastic and like not very representative. And I said, I'm in this business of gemstones and stuff. Why don't I import this for you, and then you can make them in monasteries and whatever. And he said, well, my child Jelena, why don't you make them? And from that moment on, I literally ran home, and I was writing stuff on my hand so I don't forget, because that was the initial spark. And I thought, what would encompass everybody's view of life? Because no matter what you believe in, no matter if you don't believe, whether you're practicing in any kind of religion, or you're agnostic or atheist or pagan or whatever you are, but without love, faith, and hope, you just don't go through life. Some love, some faith, and some hope. So that was the initial one, and then I sat down with all of our religious leaders, the Orthodox priests, our Catholic priests, our Jewish rabbi, our Muslim leaders, to figure out different signs for different religions, so that we make rosaries for various denominations. We also have Old Slavic and non-denominational for our practicing pagans. So we have it for everybody. Well, I think that spirituality is very important. It's really not important what God or gods you pray to. If you're a spiritual being, it doesn't matter.
Right, yeah, that's amazing. So you were doing this in New York and then brought it here, or mainly when you came back here?
I finished Cooper Union in 1992, but by the time I finished Cooper Union, I'm an architect actually. By the time I finished, there was a big recession, and I really wanted to go into jewelry design. But my parents, as normal Serbian parents, said, "Oh God, please don't do this.
Right.
You're going to be selling jewelry on cardboard boxes in Knez Mihajlova Street. It's going to be the end of us. What are our friends going to say?"
Of course,
So I finished Cooper Union. I got this wonderful, prestigious diploma. I love architecture, but jewelry was my first love. So I gave my parents my diploma, and I said, look, it's a really big recession. I gotta go back into the jewelry industry. So I made a beeline for the 47th Street in New York.
Oh my God.
And I worked there for a long time. And I basically, in 1996, I moved back. Got married, had 2 kids, got divorced, got married, had another child, got divorced, so here I am.
You're right, yeah, so this beautiful store that's, like you said, it's to give somebody the hope, the faith, something to feel sort of on your skin. That's what it feels like to me, like to kind of remind you of what might be important to you, or something to kind of focus on.
Well, it's not just that, it's our old tradition is the belief in certain energies and rocks and things which come out of nature. Our old tradition was that we believed in the healing of rocks, of the ground, of trees, and everything. On the other hand, you have the most famous Serbian scientist, Tesla, who believed that crystals are living creatures. We just don't really understand how they function. They have their own kind of, life force and whatever. But I basically put together something which is spiritual and religious, and with something that was maybe a little metaphysical, but just the same. It all kind of came together in a sort of weird way, but it all works.
Yeah.
So every Thursday we have astrologers here. It's called Astro Thursday, from 4 to 8, so that everybody can come by who's working, and our customers can come in and get a freebie consultation with astrologers. We have every Friday. We open up tarot cards. So on Tuesdays we have Reiki. We have our Reiki Meister here. So and on Mondays, our new feature, we're going to have a reading of the coffee cup. So if anybody's coming back to the old country to visit the summer, make time to come here on Mondays.
Yeah.
It's going to be really rocking.
That's awesome. So that's the thing. How is all of this sort of intertwined? Because I think sometimes people can get stuck on, maybe it's, I have to do this, and this is spirituality, and I have to go to church, or I have to do these things, I have to pray in a certain way. But then here you are kind of combining all these different sort of, Reiki and astrology, and really somebody who believes one way, right? If somebody who believes one way might think, oh, well, no, astrology is this, or Reiki is that, but it's like it's all
together.
It's all right.
Well, if you're a spiritual being, you're a spiritual being, and if you are open to everything, you're open to everything. I don't care what path brings you to the realization that God is love and love is everything.
Yeah.
So no matter what what's your point from what your journey looks like from point A to point B, as long as you arrive to that conclusion, you're on your good way.
Right. And so one of the things that you guys do that's really neat, and I'm wearing one here, is that based on your sort of natal chart, you can get actually, let me first ask you this. Are the crystals and the semi-precious stones, are they kind of the same thing, or is that one, like crystals are one thing and semi-precious stones are another?
All semi-precious stones are quartz-based crystal, no matter what. So it just depends on what their chemical composition is.
Okay.
So everything is quartz-based, except for things which are organic, like corals and opals, and that stuff is kind of different.
Okay.
But basically everything else is quartz crystal. It's all crystal. So. But in crystal therapy, the idea that you have semi-precious and precious kind of goes out the window, because it doesn't make any sense. Everything has some kind of energy, some kind of use, some kind of combination that you can use. I mean, we have stuff, we have jaspers, and we have around 400 different kinds of gemstones. I mean, if the lovely cameraman would like to later pan, no, touch it down. But later pan around, you can see our zimnica, gemstones that we have, at all times, to assist, people. And what we do is we take a look at somebody's natal chart. We have our astrologers. We have Vila Dobrila and Boba Zlatar, and they take a look, and then they give us instructions. My conversation with them is very different than, for instance, your conversation with me or anybody else. They will ask, what's my health? Will I get married? Will I be happy? But our conversation is about their aspects and how do we make them less negative? How do we, make something that bridges over them so that we sort of annul them?
Okay.
So that's what we do with crystals.
Okay.
And that's what we do. They do the astrology. On Tuesdays we have Branko Vitas who comes in. He does Reiki, so he can give you a complimentary look-see feel of your aura and your chakras. And then we can also choose crystals based on that. We can also choose crystals based on tarot, and we will also be able to choose crystals based on what you have in your coffee cup. Well, the coffee cup story is actually very cute. Way back when I was a little girl, little girl, I used to come back home and visit, grandparents and whatever. And I used to make a beeline for Skandinavia. And there was this, she was actually an actress who was paid. She was dressed up like a gypsy, and she would go from table to table and read people's fortune in their palms and coffee cups and do the cards. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Who would have thought I'd had to go around the whole world, become an architect, become a designer, mother, and everything like this. And here I am, doing the same thing.
Are you gonna be the gypsy too? You're just
black is just not my kind of hair, but maybe reddish.
Yeah. For those of you who aren't Serbian or from these parts of the world, the whole coffee cup thing is that when you drink the Turkish coffee, afterwards you kind of twist it around, flip it over, and then after a little bit,
it's in the wrist.
Yeah. And then your fortune is read based on what's in your coffee cup, which is also really interesting.
It's a lot of fun, basically.
I mean, the messages can come, from anywhere, really.
We're all messengers of the gods to
Right,
each other.
right.
We all have something to say to each other and
Yes.
some message to relay. So just relax and come by.
Yeah,
Have fun.
yeah. And so really quick back to this, I don't know if
Yes.
you can see this, this is my bracelet that was based on my natal chart. And so this is, can you tell us about this?
What we did for you, we used Sodalite to help you have better communication. And since you're a person who is in this business of interviewing people and writing articles and everything, this is really a great stone for writers, for playwrights, for journalists. Then we used Amazonite to sort of activate your Venus and to make you more of a go-getter and maybe a little bit more aggressive, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Our women are already like Amazons. We don't want to go too overboard.
I see. I didn't know that about you guys. You didn't mention that about the Venus part. Okay, this is interesting.
Yes.
Oh.
And we also used Larikrit, or it's called Black Moonstone, but it also has elements of labradorite. So this is to sort of activate your moon and to make you a little bit more sensual and to attract the right partner.
I like that. This is incredible. And so if, as a customer of Yuba Vera Nada, then you get to come and take part in any of these wonderful services that you offer.
We offer wonderful freebies. So
yeah, I mean, that's amazing that you do that. That's such a nice gift to your customers.
Well, think of it as a really free and fun visit to your shrink shop.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like, I mean, I've already done the Reiki part, the astrology, the tarot. I'm like, I don't know, maybe coming back every week.
We can have coffee on Monday.
Yeah. See, we talked about that though. I don't know how much I like the coffee, but I'll have to get
well,
into
whoever
it.
likes it doesn't like everybody drinks it here. You just go like,
Yeah, you just have to do it. It's like
it's not that bad actually.
Get
It's an
my
acquired taste.
Get my fortune read. So, well, what are some of these things that you've got here too that you can
these
show
are
us?
just sort of some samples of what we do. This is what we're most famous for, are these rosaries that we make according to natal charts. These are just samples that we've made, so that people can get an idea of what they kind of look like. But we never make two of the same because everybody's different.
That's amazing.
And the thing that makes us really different from everybody else is that I always ask the customers, from what price do you want this to be? And I tell them our prices from this range from, I don't know, 3,000 dinars to 15,000 dinars. I mean, we do make more expensive than that, but this is like the, general.
Sure, yeah.
And they say, I want it for this much, I want it for that much. And then in terms of crystal therapy, we will do everything in 3,000, 10,000, 15,000, 50,000, doesn't matter.
Wow.
We will do whatever needs to be done. It'll just look a little bit different because there are always stones that can substitute other stones, but basically everybody will get what they need to become truly balanced.
Balance.
Well,
balance is key.
That's key actually. And I always tell everybody the first one that we make is to balance you out, because I truly, honestly believe that we're all created to be perfect. But then when we're in disbalance in an energy sort of way, then our energies are not really, something is wrong. Either we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, or we're going against the grain, or whatever.
Right.
So then it's just a matter of fine tuning.
Yeah.
People then just sort of go on. Nobody came here with like crazy ideas, like, oh, I want to date Tom Cruise and drive an airplane.
Right.
Everybody had like normal wishes.
Yeah.
I want to have a better job. I want to be, I want to fall in love. I want to, have kids, whatever. And then we, work on that. And energies, nothing. It's we can't make somebody fall in love with another person, but we can make this person a little bit more open and to start noticing people around them and become a little bit more assertive, a little bit more open to the idea of love.
Right.
So,
Which is what you did for me.
Well, we'll see in about 6 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so these are some of the, this is amazing. There's some of the...
But we do like a really a wide array of things. I mean, we have pendants, we have keychains, we have earrings, we have stuff for, you know, bookmarks, which are in like dragons, and we have whatchamacallit.
And you said these are, what are these?
Oh, these are, I just made those. These are non-denominational rosaries, hand rosaries, for people who don't want to be boxed into any particular religion, but want to have fun, want to have something which is different. We have little frogs, little angels.
So
we have all sorts of, you know, like little cats and stuff. We have all sorts of, you know, wild and wacky stuff. But it's all about having fun and enjoying life.
Yes. It is.
It's funny how much we really don't.
Right.
You know?
Right. We get so into our heads and our problems and whatever, and aren't really fully enjoying.
And these are things which are totally not important. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, the important things in life have nothing to do with material things.
Right.
And we're, you know, constantly striving, and we're driving ourselves absolutely bonkers with, you know, paying bills and ridiculous things which really should be completely secondary in our lives.
Right. But
unfortunately,
yeah.
I would barter everything. I would do away with money if I could, but unfortunately we all pay our bills with.
Sure, which is, it's fine, but it doesn't have to be, of course,
no, it's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
No.
Like, which the focus should be, the Ljubav Verena, the love, faith, and hope.
It should be.
Yeah.
And I always say to people, you know, it doesn't matter, I mean, we're all born with faith. We talk religion, but we're born with faith, some sort of faith in life.
Yes.
We're all born with hope, and you know, the hope is the reason why we do things. This hope is the reason why we have kids. Hope is the reason why we build stuff, and you know, strive and create things. And love is the one and only reason why we're here. You know, that's it. The end all be all.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much.
You're
What a beautiful story. What a beautiful place. I love this place. Like I said, I've already been here a couple times. Their Reiki master is amazing. Their astrologer is amazing. I love them all. So if you have time to come stop on by, it's at Hotel Slavia, just in a little location right after the entrance. So I'll include all of the information. So I would highly recommend that if you get yourself a bracelet, do that as well, and come and stop by and check it out. And increase your love, faith, and hope. So, talk to you again soon.
Yes.
Ciao.
Ciao.